Okay, everybody, welcome back. Again, I am Dan Tartaglione, also known as Tag 1. For our next match, we have Steve Brentson on dark side versus Brian Fred on light side. So it's Diplo versus Invasion. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to find this one to be very, very fun. Okay. Yeah, Steve, your guys do. He won his first match against Chris Kelly. So in the meantime, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to set this up so that way we're going to be joined by Justin Miyashiro here in a second. So let me just get this set up. Okay, there we go. And let me go ahead and get Justin over here. Okay, so again, this is Steve Brenson versus Brian Fred. Chris Schoen, or not Chris Schoenthal. Yeah, Chris Schoenthal and Kim Canton all agree this had to be the feature match. I will say this, yeah, the event so far has been really nice. A lot of good decks, a lot of different deck. It's not like last year where everything was just ROPS, Obi-Wan or Yoda communing. There is definitely a lot of different stuff going on today. And again, we have Diplo versus Invasion. Definitely not two decks that I thought we were going to see. But you know what? I think it's going to be a good matchup. Not a lot of people are playing Diplo. I think B-Fred is actually the only Diplo of the day. Okay, Steve going to go use. There they are. He grabs himself a B2 droid. B-Fred looks like he's starting the Farm Pooler and Walkling. I can't tell what the other card is just because he signed it. Steve going with Evil is Everywhere. Begin landing your troops combo and the Maul Weapon Pooler. There's the throne room for Steve. And here we go. Game number 2. Steve Brenson versus B. Fred. And there we go. Hey Justin, I think I can hear you. Let me just pull you in. Okay, I think we should be able to hear you.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Again, Justin Miyashiro joining us. I don't see you though.
Oh. Everything needs specific access. Oh my.
Mm-hmm. Computing in 2023 is so much fun.
Let's blow up this.
Oh, so it looks like B. Fred started strike planning as he got Han Solo, Optimistic General, and I want to say that is Mon Mothma underneath him.
Should I just watch the stream for the video?
Yes, please.
Will do.
Okay, Steve. That's all he does. He gets out his a few sites, and he's just going to draw a few more cards and pass turn over to Brian Fred.
Alright, I'm gonna be a little behind you then, but that's fine.
Well, here, I'll see what I can do.
Uh,
There. I shared the stream, so you should be good.
Diplo against Invasion?
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's a pretty.
It's a different matchup.
Yeah.
Definitely not one that I thought we were going to see today. And we also have Brad Reinhold on the chat as well.
Sorry, guys, taking some pictures.
Here, 1 second. Let me get you back on.
It went away again. It's fine. I'll just watch the stream. So, what's the third effect for Invasion here?
So he went with Evil is Everywhere,
Ah,
Droid Rex, the Maul effect, and the Begin Landing Your Troops combo.
so we're like full mainsy. Okay.
Yeah, and he's got out. Oh, Beefred going different, as that is the Jabba's Palace entrance cavern.
Yeah. Probably for Speak, because the new shield says it only works at Jabba's Palace and the farm.
I like how Steve Baroni in the chat is saying that Invasion should smoke Diplo.
I don't know. It depends. Like, Diplo can go a lot wider.
Beefred, think about what he wants to do here.
I mean, Diplo can go wide. The trouble is if they do that, then Invasion gets to just like trade 1-for-1 with all their droids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is like exactly what they want to do.
Are you talking to somebody? I can't hear anybody.
I hope the stream can hear me, otherwise the conversation is going to look really weird. Fully immune Dooku and Lord Sidious is rough for Diplo. Yeah. Sidious in particular is pretty tough. It's a pretty tough nut for Diplo to crack, especially with evils everywhere, so you can have a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And then, like, Asajj prevents you from canceling battles there, which I guess doesn't really matter, right? Because it would be canceling by moving away, so that doesn't really matter.
Now, one downside that Invasion is going to have is when they go to flip, they're going to be very vulnerable in space, obviously. I mean, that's pretty much the well-known weak spot of the deck. And Diplo has some good space options most of the time.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I might just not flip.
If you're Steve, or
If you're Invasion.
okay, so, but I mean, if you're not flipping with Invasion, I mean, you're not going to occupy the battleground. So, are you just going to say like try and fight them the entire time?
I mean, that doesn't seem great, right? Like, you need to do damage.
Not knowing what his deck list
Fighting's
looks
not
like,
gonna
that
do
would be
it
my
unless
instinct.
I mean, if you got first strike or something, maybe, but like, really? You got 3 droids that you got to find and get there, and you can only attack a couple of sites a turn. And if you're not doing damage at the audience chamber and you're not doing damage at the system, it's going to be really hard to win that matchup against Diplo when they're retrieving at the system of their own and doing their own damage. And yeah.
So, I'm trying to. Trying to make it so that we can hear Brad, or you can hear Justin.
Yeah, I can't hear anybody right now.
Yeah, I know.
I hope I'm not contradicting him flat out. That would be
No,
awkward.
no, I don't want.
A pretty good look at the deck there. That looks like a Sidious or a Dooku's lightsaber. Dooku's lightsaber.
Justin, can you hear Brad?
Yeah. Yes, but probably through you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Um, yeah, because there's only one headset right now in Zoom.
So you can't hear me at all?
Yeah. Well, no, the audience is hearing you.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to set it up so that way Jessica can hear you.
Oh, okay.
So give me
Sure.
a second. You guys, you know what? Here, you guys don't need me.
Yeah,
I'm actually I'm
I'll
actually
do it with
100%
Justin.
sure. I'm just going to be the video producer. You guys can talk amongst yourselves.
Well, if you can get us hooked up, that'd be good.
I'm working on that right now. Oh, wrong one.
How you doing, Justin? Good. Nice to talk to you. Oh, really? Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, wow. Okay. How do you do? Oh, okay.
Oh, hold on. You guys can't hear Justin.
I can hear Justin.
No,
The audience can't
you
hear
can't
Justin.
hear Justin. That's because it was set to my headset. Now,
Okay. So, do you agree that they have to flip if they're invasion again in this
No,
matchup? You don't think so? Why?
I don't necessarily think so.
Okay.
Um, so I mean, it depends a lot on what on the invasion's build and what their plan is and how their deck is constructed, right?
Right.
Like in terms of winning a drain race, the only way that they're going to actually be able to really accomplish that is if they have answers for celebration,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't think they can realistically.
I mean, they can't realistically invest 3 cards into celebration killers, right? And that's pretty much what it takes against Diplo.
Yeah. So like given that they're not really going to be able to win by like I'll set up on mine, you'll set up on yours, and we'll race.
Yeah.
Like that means that they have to be battling anyway. And once you have to be battling anyway, like you said, Diplo has a number of possible space options to attack. So invasion, I think, is probably better just leaving that ship there
Yeah.
and like baiting them because um, what the chat was saying was that like Diplo's goal should be to kill invasion out of space. Like, well, yeah, I would agree with that. So it's probably better if invasion just like runs away and like tries to bait Diplo into deploying to the non-battleground Naboo system or putting their space at the non-battleground Naboo system,
Yeah. Okay.
and then like when Diplo deploys to the ground, you attack them on the ground.
Well,
Um,
so
that
I would take a slightly different angle. I think you need to be doing static damage somewhere while you're also fighting. Otherwise, you're never going to win the game against Diplo. Diplo simply has more guys and can go wider and draw Battle Destiny with fewer guys, other than your couple of battle droids, than you can if you're playing Invasion.
Right, but that's what I was saying. It depends. It depends a lot on how the invasion deck is built. If they're built to be able to do that hit and run plan very efficiently,
Yeah,
then I think that hit and run plan is the better plan.
yeah. I'm just
Now
thinking
the
they're probably
evil is everywhere with the droid. The evil is everywhere. Pulling multiple sabers kind of changes it though, because you might
yeah.
be able to be built to win a drain race and do 2-2-2 across Naboo or whatever.
Yeah. Like he might be playing the 3-2 sight and all that, and like Lord Maul with Saber, and who knows, right?
Yeah. Well,
Because
he definitely has Lord Maul. He definitely has Maul Lone Hunter with Saber on table right now. So,
okay. Oh, I
but
didn't see it. Sorry.
but he just played it. So at a Diplo site though, at
Okay.
the Jabba's Palace site. So that I think is what you mean though by the static damage. Like I think yeah, you want to threaten some drain damage, but you want to do it at Tatooine. You don't
Okay.
want to do it. I don't think you want to do it at Naboo. I don't think you want to flip.
Okay. That's probably a good angle.
The other thing is there's rules. There's like rules that you'd have to know because like your flip means that your option to place their interrupt out of play against Mon Mothma's option to take it into hand when they drop her Battle Destiny is like conflicts, so that it kind of like doesn't really work for either of you.
Well, doesn't
So
it? Isn't it the opposite player gets the first choice?
it is, but it means that
So,
it's like it's less effective for you to do that as like damage, and then like in order to get
well,
the
yeah,
two battle destiny, you have to
like
have two guys.
if you flip and then you initiate a battle against them, they get the option to take into hand before you get the option to place out of play.
Right.
Yeah,
But something like so, like you can't really rely on that. Like you, like a lot of times you could for damage,
yeah,
right? With invasion, is you can, like well, but in this battle, I'll get to place your 5 out of play when you draw it. So like
yeah,
we'll get to do a little bit of damage there no matter what we do.
yeah.
So that is that Ahsoka? Is that the AI Ahsoka? I've got that one too. That's a good one. Yeah. So Beefheart's just gonna flip Corellian Corvette. I assume that's Bale on the Tanov. Bale and
That would be a likely suspect.
I think the other one's a foil, so I don't know what it is. But
Might be Mon Mothma, right?
oh yeah, no, it's Mon Mothma. That's right. The non-foil is Mon Mothma.
Okay.
Um, can't tell who the foil one is.
Might be Bale because there is a foil Bale.
Is there?
Yeah.
Ooh, I see First Strike in Steve's hand. That's
At least there is on Gimp. I don't know if there's a real one.
that was a foil everything on gun.
Well, no, but I mean, like there was one for the Father's Day thing.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Looks like Newt Gunray, Count Dooku, First Strike, Point Man. Couldn't see all of Steve's hand, but bunch of red.
yeah,
Uh, and some dark foils. I think one of them is a B2 battle droid. I think that's also. Oh, I think that's also. I don't know what that is. Did Shu win round one? Which one, Steve? Because there's 3 of them in this tournament. I actually think I saw Benji did win.
okay.
Um,
So B Fred doing some stuff, getting
yeah,
flipped.
it's getting flipped and spread now. Ahsoka at the Dune Sea is normally a pretty strong hold against invasion. This invasion, though, with evil is everywhere.
That could
I
be
don't know.
interesting because
Yeah,
obviously they've got matching weapons, right?
yeah. Why is he giving a verify? Oh, he's probably searching for a Naboo site so that he can then pull in the Moidian. Oh, looks like he's just flipping here. It definitely looks like Dark Jedi Battle Droid Newt
Yeah.
and Tehao in order to flip. 6, 7, 8, 10.
So he did not take your advice, and we'll see
Nope.
how it plays out for him.
Yeah.
I think the weakness is space. So I think I agree with you after listening to your argument.
Weakness is definitely space.
Yeah.
I would be interested to see what his plan is to survive in space.
Yeah, I think it's going to probably be the Admiral, right?
I mean, the Admiral's a good one. Blockade flagship is fine.
Maybe a
Weapon is
support
fine. Although,
ship.
oh, he didn't start in consequential losses, so the weapon wouldn't actually do anything.
Right.
Um,
Laser cannon battery would be good.
I mean, laser cannon battery would defend you if it's a capital, and probably not if it's not.
Unless you draw one of your Phantom Menaces, but yeah.
Yeah, unless you draw a Phantom Menace. Um,
And Brentson could be playing multiple of those, especially if he's got a couple lone hunters to shore up damage and be big and mean.
yeah. Who is that Dark? It must be Lord Sidious, I think. He's just deployed so much stuff there.
I can't tell who
I
that
almost
is.
I almost wonder if he's gone with this plan because he missed his lightsaber pull.
Yeah. But giving Diplo time to stabilize is not what you really want to do. Although he is threatening a colossal amount of damage if the board stays the same into his next turn.
I mean, I would assume that he's going to evil as, or is going to. There will be no match for you and move Maul in front of Ahsoka.
Yeah.
But he just gets to do it for free. So.
Oh no, I mean the Brentson is potentially going to do a ton of damage next turn if
Oh.
if the board stays the same.
Yeah.
Whereas
I wonder if Diplo's playing Menace Fades these days. Like I would assume so. Diplo's one of the better Menace Fades decks, but
it is.
I haven't seen Diplo in a
Well, I mean,
while.
like,
So
what do you really need Menace Fades for? Like, you need it for walkers, you need it for Sikva, but like, how much of that do you expect, right?
I mean, it's good against all the lightsaber decks.
That's true.
Do a trivia question about the Mishki card.
Oh,
Do the trivia question and then update.
where is the trivia question?
No, any trivia question you want. Just have Justin come up with one.
Justin, come up with a trivia question.
I heard.
Also,
Okay.
ready? Kyle Kruger lost on turn like 2 to Logan.
Well, that's excellent.
Um, Benji Chu was pared down to play against Hayes Hunter. Hayes lost round 1. Benji won game 1.
Okay.
So they were pared down. Now they're playing.
Okay.
Benji was pared down.
For the audience, Blockade flagship Teihao reduced the drain at Chinjilla,
Oh, AJ's playing back now.
which I believe is why Steve didn't take any damage in that control phase. So Brian is Beefred's just kind of evaluating his options in hand now. He's got kind of a lot of them. So it is a little awkward for Diplo. Although, see, we were saying like it's kind of awkward for Diplo that the farm the use pulls only work at the farm. Only if Steve pulls the shield, which he has not done.
All right. If I do a trivia question, can we exclude Bastion from being a participant? Would that be okay with you, Bastion?
Did he win the last one? Is that why?
No. The question I was going to ask was related to Bastion.
Oh, I wouldn't do that then. If he won
Okay.
the last one, then okay. But wait until he wins one, and then you can bring it out. Just kind of spread the love around.
Okay.
So we got Leia Organa. I think he did his use pop. Well, he just did it really fast. That's probably Chewie Protector because he only spent 2 force and is getting a use pull. Hard to imagine that it's not Chewie Protector. It's a lot of red cards in his use pile, and I think a Jin.
Well, unfortunately for the prize, I need to ask the question about Bastion for the trivia question.
All right, well, I'll try to think of one. Oh, he's got Admiral Radis. He was thinking about putting him. Yeah, he's gonna just put him on the Corvette. You can still use pop pulls at the JP sites with the shield out. Yeah, but the Dune C is not a JP site.
No. So you
So
cannot get the use power pull.
He can because Steve has not pulled the shield that prevents the use pile pulls.
Oh, I guess it would be kind of pointless with that being the only site that's not covered, right?
Yes. Also, Steve might not know.
That's fair.
That's why they switched to these sites over Cantina Mos Eisley. Sure. I mean, like, the logic of that makes sense to me.
Well, I mean, it gets around the shield, right? So.
I mean, you do have to contend with the fact that you are limiting damage by not doing the Cantina Shuffle.
I don't think Diplo really cares about that. Like, they just get so many pings in.
5-3 in reserve. That was an Owen and Brew and an Antilles maneuver. No Phantom Menace for Steve, so if Ahsoka battles, it will be killing Maul. Guaranteed? Yeah.
Yeah. because he's got so many rebels.
Unless Steve has like a clash or something.
Or always 2 there are. No, I think still it would kill it, right? Because
Always,
it would change the destiny to be a 2, and then it would get the bonus from the objective.
yeah,
Okay.
because it's bonus to total, not
Yeah,
bonus
yeah,
to
it's
draw.
bonus to total, right? Sorry, it's been a while
Yeah,
for Diplo.
so he is gonna battle. Oh, there's a trade fed tactics in hand, so that probably answers what the space plan is. These sites are also better for guts. Yeah,
Yep.
true. Assume he's gonna cancel and redraw that. That's another character. Does that still hit? It does still hit because it's not a 1. Right, so now if Steve has like a you are beaten here, it'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Force push would be pretty good. I
I
guess if he
like
has a no escape, it's also fine. Like,
Honestly, I like the cut and the sorry about the mess if he's got that, or the sniper.
no, he doesn't have that.
Okay.
He has the force push. He's debating it, but decided not to. Why did he draw 2? Oh, he's just swinging again, so he can track destinies. Sure. I was
Gotcha.
like, why did he draw 2 battle destinies? No, he's just swinging again. All right. I don't know why he's pointing at Teihao. Oh wait, the other character up there is Captain Tilted Duofine, so maybe that's what he's doing. He wants to Sith Fury to take P59 into hand. Yeah, that makes sense. P59 is really good.
Especially in this matchup.
Someone love out to the chat. I so the problem is I'm having to watch the chat. I'm having to watch the video stream on the Twitch, so I'm behind the chat. Uh, so
Okay, so the trivia question that I was going to do is what card did Brian Mishke lose with in the finals 2 years ago or 3 years ago
oh,
when he
I know
played
the
against
answer.
Bastian Winklehouse?
I know the answer to that one.
Well, you are ineligible, sir, because you are doing commentary. Anybody? Quite a Mercenary is the winner.
Yeah,
So we are giving out
it's like the
a
best quite
card,
mercenary I've ever seen.
a card that was signed by Brian Mishke that says F, Quite a Mercenary. That was signed by Brian Mishke after winning round 1. So we will give that out to the winner after this.
All right.
And that would be
So,
Chris Knudsen.
yep.
Nice. Good for you.
So, following that battle, we've got Tana 4 moving over to Naboo, loaded down with stuff. That looks like General Han, optimistic General Han, Mon Mothma, and I still don't know who the other character is. Probably, it could be Bell. That was QAM non V. Yep, that was QAM non V. Not in this game, in the trivia one. No, killed all of his characters against map. Yep.
Yep.
All right, and dark side drains for 1. So we got a force push. My guess would be that P59 is going to try to do some work. Is that? Oh no, that's accelerate.
It looks like Brian's just set up and is saying, what you got? You're going to drain for 2, and I'm going to intimidate you at the system, force you off, and then you're going to flip back and not do anything other than drain a 2.
It's drain of. Oh no, it's a 2 because of Newt. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Brian's threatening a lot of damage.
Yeah. I mean, not really. Threatening,
4 or 5.
yeah. Threatening 5 if Steve does nothing, which would be a surprise.
Well, remember, Steve had a lot of red. I don't know how many characters he had in his hand.
Looks like he's considering Tyrannus.
Yeah.
There's a saber of some sort. That
One of the
is
downsides of
probably one of
activating as much
Tyrannus.
force as he is he might be missing the pairings with the sabers and the guys.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll consider activating less force than the maximum in order to try to get matching sabers on guys.
I think you can really only. It's really sketchy to do that. Like, you can do it if you know,
Well,
right?
so what you do is you activate slightly less than what you need to do what you need to do, and then you peek to see what's in your reserve deck somehow, like with Old Man Luke or something like that. If the lightsaber's in there, you activate maybe 2 more, and then you say go time. But like, yeah, it's hard.
I really think Steve just wants to kind of do as many battles as he can here. But yeah, Beefheart's got a full hand. Kind of feel like this. I mean, I kind of feel like this matchup is pretty good for Diplo, but
Yeah, I agree.
like, you don't have the advantage that No Idea has of being able to deploy directly to Naboo, generally. Um, but like,
I don't think he cares about Naboo.
Invasion can't. Invasion is going to struggle really hard to stop you from flipping
Yeah,
and to like flip you back once you have flipped. So you just get to do all of this stuff.
because they can't kick you out of space. Like that's you just
Yeah,
might
no,
as well give up on that.
they're definitely not going to kick you out of space. Oh, there's small. Could deploy the saber again, but no, he's going to. This is one of the tricky things in why Vader decks are so good. It's because I Am Your Father is just so much better than than the Maul lightsaber effect, and Evil is Everywhere, than Blaster Rack. I haven't actually seen a Blaster Rack V in a very long time.
Well, Blaster Rack is great for putting your weapons back on. So like you,
Well, no, Blaster Rack V,
oh,
matching
why
weapon
is
one.
wait? He's playing Blaster Rack V and
No, I'm saying I haven't seen it in a long time because of how much better the other effects are.
gotcha. Okay,
But
sorry,
like,
I wasn't paying
yeah,
attention to everything you were saying apparently.
as, as opposed to where you see Cytor quite a lot,
That's
right?
true. I think there's a
Um,
I think Cytor does the job more efficiently in light side for like the better characters because you can also get Leia's gun, and there's not a really good
mm,
equivalent to that with Blaster Rack.
yeah, that's true. So Steve is kind of evaluating how much he wants to commit here. We got an Antilles maneuver. No, Beefred just showing that he has it, not playing it. I think he knew. We all knew that he had it. I think because he took it into hand from. Or no, he shouldn't have been able to take it into hand from Mon Mothma. We just talked about that
Yeah, because he should be
because
placing it out of play.
it was his battle, so it should have been placed out of play.
Are we doing active judging?
We should be, but it's probably too late to go back on that one.
Okay.
We all missed it. All right, so the first strike is out, so he is going to. Oh, he did play the Antilles maneuver and is losing it to first strike. Narrow escape, you say? That is going to get grabbed by Tentacle.
And that's the problem with Tentacle is you don't have to pay extra force to play the grabbed card. So
Yeah.
narrow escape isn't as bad as if you grab it with a regular grabber.
All right, so he's splitting up, and then Gonna battle again, retrieve Maul
Yep.
with against Noir with P59. Shoots him, hits him, lose 2 force. So caused 2 ping in this battle here,
That's
or
good.
4 ping. Caused 4 damage and retrieved 2 in this overall battle. So not bad.
Not bad at all. That'll put some hurt on Brian.
Draws 4 against 8. So no overflow. I actually think they tie. Or no. Beefhead should win that one. But doesn't have force to retrieve anyway, so it doesn't matter. The P59 will die. So it was a pretty good turn, but see, this is the part where Diplo looks unbeatable, right?
Yeah.
Because he can just like any scrub that draws Destiny on his own against Maul, kills the Saber.
Again.
Yeah, kills the Saber again. Uh, you just like don't worry about the throne room probably.
Yeah, you
And
just
I'm
ignore
like,
it. It's a drain it too. You kick him off the system,
yeah,
and then you set up at Tatooine with occupation, with celebration. I mean.
yeah. Like Steve has to move to Tatooine, I think.
Yeah.
Could move to Chandrilla. Probably have to move to Tatooine. You
And
don't
if
want
he
to give
you
don't want to give him a free first strike. Like,
now one other
you'd at
thing
least
about
make
him moving to Tatooine is then he's cornered in space, because then Brian can move both ships over, one to Naboo, one to Tatooine, and he's effectively cut off from escaping.
Oh, my windows are all over the place. Nope, that's the wrong one. Come back. All I wanted was my window that has Scomp link on it, and it's probably this one. I think it's this one. Hmm. No, he actually can't trap the blockade flagship
Why not?
because the flagship can go from Tatooine to Chandrilla,
Oh, that's a good point.
so he needs a 3rd ship to be able to pen it in.
You are
Now,
correct.
one thing he can do is he can do that move you talked about and get to drain at Tatooine if Steve runs, because I think Teihao is limited to they
It's
have
two
to be within
parsecs.
2. They
Yeah,
have to
it's
be within
within
2.
two. Yeah.
So if he goes to Chandrilla, he won't be able to stop the drain at Tatooine.
Well, he gets to drain at Chandrilla now as well, because he's 3 parsecs away.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying even if he should still chase, like you said,
Yeah.
even though it doesn't pen him in, because it will
I'm
cause that same.
I'm seeing some
Cause the
guys
same
being dropped down here with Maul.
Looks like Maul moved over. We got Lando to the other Jabba's palace site,
So
and
he's getting
then
another +1. You think
I
he's gonna
think
fight here?
that's Willard to the Dune Sea.
Okay.
I actually think he would fight here. Yeah,
Because
he's
like he
getting
just
two.
pumped he pumped his destiny a bunch with that
He's
action.
and he's getting 2 Destiny, and then the totals +6.
Yeah. And
So like,
he's just reinvigorating every site. Like
yeah. Well, and as you said, Brian looks like he's quite low on force actually, but like, yes, that's true, but like,
well, he's got a lot in his
it
use pile because he played some stuff this turn.
well, there's like, he has a lot in his use pile, but also there's the quality of like, oh, Diplo's getting low on force, they're at 15, and then like 5 turns later, they're at 16. Like they're
Yeah.
still they're still holding firm at that same spot because they played one character, battled, retrieved with first strike, retrieved from winning the battle, and so they ended up +2 plus a force from throwing a guy into a fight,
Well, I mean,
and then they
remember
just like do that over and over again.
it is the original light side ROPS, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was like trying to figure out what you meant. I got it. Yes.
And ROPS used to stabilize just that exact same way, where you would get it down to like 15 or 12 or something like that, and then you just couldn't break through anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Beefheart did what we thought. Just battle, draw, retrieve. He now does just get to take the card in hand if he wants, but I don't think he did. He trades both his characters for Maul, which is a pretty good deal.
Okay. That's a drain of 2 at Naboo at least, unless he moves to Chandrila, and then it's drain of 0, unless he spends 2. So. But that's still tying up force of his every turn for Brentson. That first strike may be really good in this game, depending on what happens here.
Yeah. Steve really needs to leverage it.
Like Steve need the ways I think Steve's path to victory is being way more efficient with first strike and characters than
Yeah.
Brian is with his characters and stacking the sites.
Yeah. What Steve needs to do now that he's played the first strike is try to do the hit and run that we were just saying
Yeah.
Beefheart was going to try to do. And just like, you do your fight, you cause your ping, you kill both guys, and
Like
clear the site.
personally, I
And then you
think
just
Brian
keep
Fred
do that over and over again.
I think Brian overcommitted characters to defending the sites, to be honest with you. I feel like those characters could have been much more useful in hit and runs to retrieve force and do damage himself.
Um, Maybe. I think spreading the way that he did before First Strike was on the table makes a lot of sense. And
Oh
then
yeah,
having
before.
having already committed to that, I don't know. I kind
You
of feel like
you
you
think
maybe
you have
just
to
have to
stick with the line? You
maybe.
don't think you adjust the line depending on what's going on?
I mean, there's a limited degree to which you can adjust the line, right? Like
Yeah,
because you still have these characters that are stranded and stuck out at sites.
that's
So
true.
like you can't yeah, like Harps was saying, you can't just abandon them. You do have to be on sites in order to stay flipped, which is really being flipped is really important, obviously here. So I think once you've committed to that, you just keep doing it
Okay.
and hope you run him out of guys because he hasn't shown a droid yet, or he has now. He's just played one, but he hadn't shown one until there. So like, if you're thinking that maybe Steve just hasn't found his B2 yet, and then these hit and runs are good for Diplo and bad for invasion, even if invasion is initiating them.
Yeah. I do think that the B2s are going to get overwhelmed by the fact that the Destiny is so much bonused with Diplo.
I mean, the B2s cover 9. Like,
That's true.
you probably don't. And if your Destiny is good in there, which he just drew the Phantom Menace, like you probably don't lose those battles, and you certainly probably don't get overflowed. So,
Okay.
don't think it's good to have objectives that add to battle Destiny draws. Well, luckily Diplo adds to total, not draws, so we're fine there. Then
Yes.
I'm kidding, of course. I actually kind of agree with your perspective there. Kenesio? That's what I'm gonna go with. How to pronounce your name in chat. Um, like it's tough because like we've had to make hyperwave scan and scanner attacks, right? As like this is the only way to stop them from adding to total, because otherwise we don't have one.
Yeah.
Um, was that a B2 that he just sent to Lost instead of to Droid Rex?
Yeah.
Droid Rex is a May though, so we can't remind him of that one. That's not an active judging issue. That's just a. I think you
That's just a lights are big
I
issue.
I think he just misplayed that one.
Yeah.
Or we can't read and it's not actually a B2. That's also possible.
Or it might be a Droider XV and he missed doing it with the P59 earlier.
Yeah, Droider XV would be weird.
It would be.
Oh, it's Grievous. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. If it's Grievous, then everything's correct. and nothing is broken.
Yay.
Hyperwave and scanner text were a smart counter designed by D&D. Yeah, I like Hyperwave and scanner text a lot. I also like that they are limited, right? Like, I found in our testing that in helping our team prepare for Worlds is that like Hyperwave and scanner text um, are a little narrow because they only affect one location. So you have to pick your spot, right? And
And sometimes that means doing like the cantina or the back door or something like that, or in 12
yeah,
card hunt down doing the Cloud City site, the Tutu, the
yeah.
downtown plaza.
And then your opponent who is leaning on like then Diplo is just like, all right, well that site's yours then, and I'll go to all the other ones where all my stuff still works. And you're like,
So Justin,
So like,
what was your favorite card from set 21? Most useful card overall for Darkside. Your favorite card
um,
for Darkside.
well, I think you know the answer to this because you're
I
on
do
our
know
team
the
chat.
answer to this actually.
Um, I think ComScan detection is fantastic.
Yeah.
ComScan detection is so good.
Why don't you talk
It
about
just
that?
it does so many different things. I mean, we had one admittedly early test game where decks hadn't been adjusted yet, where my ComScan detection canceled 2 dodges and a react, like, or was it a react? It was something else. Um, but it was like the ComScan detection was just bonkers in that game, and then obviously killing Jin with it. Potentially you can win train races again. Like if we
Because of Hanchuing the Falcon draining.
yeah, like the Gogolin and Crazy Carl game that I covered before, Hanchu and the Falcon was alone at a system for a little bit there, so like Comscan detection could have been relevant there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's just so much utility on that card. Um, it does so many different things, but it's also Destiny 4, so you have to consider, like your Destiny averages, and 4 is a lot worse than 5, and um, I like the balance of that one. I think that's a good one. It answers good things and different things.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think that's my favorite utility
You
piece
actually
certainly.
turned me on to that card. I hadn't looked at set 21, and you're like, look at Comscan detection, and I was just like, holy crap, that card's great.
Well, it's against you that I like. Um, you dodged away. I'm like, nope, nope, we'll have none of that.
And I
Cancel.
saw that, and I was very impressed by that, sir. That was great.
like, oh no.
My 0 hour went from like 100 to 0 in a heartbeat.
Yeah. No, obviously I wouldn't expect it to have that exact same impact here.
Yeah.
After weeks of testing with people, but
But Brian Fred's playing some guys on islands, and like Dodge would be a perfect card for what he's doing, and I know that's a typical card for what is going on with Diplo historically.
yeah, and
And
I
I
would
see
assume
him.
that he's just not.
I saw him do the narrow escape, so that makes me think that he probably has some diversity in different cards, so that he could probably have a dodge or two.
I mean, I like that the existence of something like Comscan detection or like Vader's anger and whatnot um, encourages encourages you to play different things, right? Because narrow escape doesn't get hit by those things, but it does get hit by blast door controls.
Yeah,
So then you're like, oh, okay, we got to figure out what do I think is more likely, and
like do you play
kind of
dodge,
thread the
narrow
needle.
escape, barrier, and like 2 or 3
Yeah.
altars? I
Do
mean,
we
like
play
what do you
blast?
do?
Do we play blast the door kid? Like
Well,
blast the door kid
that
actually.
gets canceled by blast door controls too.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, they all get canceled by blast door controls.
Not all of them.
Well, not dodge.
Not or it's a trap.
Correct. But all the ones that are like all the old school evasion, for the most part, got canceled by
Oh,
that.
sure, sure. But yeah, you say you could run alter to cancel the blast door controls. You
Correct.
can.
And if you're gonna do that, you probably want like 2 at least. I know that some of the Europeans were playing it in 0 hour last year, because well, they need narrow escape.
Well, it's one of the things that like. Oh, and then like there's some appeal to playing QMC over Diplo because QMC can play Path of Least Resistance where the other decks can't.
Correct.
And
Correct.
you know.
But there was so much Revenge of the Sith going into the Worlds prep for most people. I feel like that really pushed a lot of people off QMC.
I could see that. I mean,
Because it was a
Revenge of the Sith
slaughter. It
seems
was a
like
slaughter fest for QMC the past month.
Revenge of the Sith seems like it would be good against this Diplo for the same reason, right? Like you have
Yeah.
all these 2-1 locations that are drain -1, and
Like
Revenge of the Sith
especially
doesn't
Revenge of the
care about
Sith
that.
Vader, where they've got Vader's obsession to warp around and do stuff. Yeah, that seems really bad.
Mm. Ooh, that's a Fall of a Legend against another red card. Is that a sense? I think it's a sense. 12 for Battle Destiny. Or, no, 11 for Battle Destiny, because Chirrut doesn't add. Against 3, so 7 of 15. So
That
Steve
seems
actually
bad.
is like down 4 in this battle that he initiates.
That seems rough.
He didn't actually seem to. He's still considering. He's figuring out what to lose.
He loses 5.
Or he's figuring out how to lose it because he hasn't done that yet. Yeah, he's just gonna.
Well, no, he just lost the 5 a minute ago.
No, he just peeled 4 right now. Oh, sorry, I'm watching the Twitch stream and that's behind where you are. Okay.
No, it's okay. When he peeled the 4 that you said, he actually peeled 5. So.
All right. So we got. Now Diplo has. Invasion space on top spot with the 3 ships.
Yep.
So.
Like, where are you going to go, Alderaan?
No, I think it's correct to go to Naboo here, and then Teihao, I think, can. Teihao need to control?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know that. I can't remember the last time I personally played with Teihao.
Nope. While aboard a battleship,
Okay.
whenever you must lose force from a force train system within 2 parsecs, you can use X force, reduce loss by X. I think that means that she would actually work at the bridge as long as the flagship's on the table.
Does she say
That
while on a battleship or while?
while aboard a battleship.
Yeah, I guess so, because like that's how the first light works.
Yeah, I don't know though. That might not be accurate. In any case, it's better that she's piloting anyway because you need the power.
Yep.
So none of it really matters.
Yep.
But all right, so he's gonna eat at least the 2 on the ground, right? So, and then he used I think he did use 3 to cover space,
Nice.
or 2 to cover space.
Beef Red dropping more cards.
Lost 3 on the ground. There's the comm scan detection. Alright, so he added a foil character that looks like Captain Harris Syndulla.
Yep.
Battles, retreat. Oh, he has a weather vane. Oh, man. Alright.
Yeah, and he played the blockade support ship.
Yep. Just to add some more power and forfeit. Draws a 2 for Battle Destiny. It looks like he canceled and redrew that. And then took It's a Hit into hand. While Steve drew Imbalance combo, drew a 4. Balance combo like has some utility in this matchup, but it's not super great.
Right.
It's not as good as it is against mains. Steve's gonna have to lose Captain Dauphine and the blockade, the
support ship.
blockade ship, and then Beefred loses some character. Mon Mothma loses Mon Mothma.
I can tell you one thing: the game has definitely changed in the past 20 years. I remember when at Worlds we cared about differential so much more.
That sounds like a great change to me. Personally, and this may be heresy, but personally, I think we're way better off with winning the game being the primary focus.
Okay.
And essentially, actually, the only focus, right? Like, the only thing that's important in how you
It's
play
not
the game
important
out
how
is
you get there. It's just important
yeah.
that you get there.
The only thing that's important here is whether you win, not by how much. And I
Okay.
think that's a good change personally. But that's me. You know, I never the only tournaments that I've played under diff are NPCs and top eight.
And that was your top 8, right?
Yes, but that one wasn't actually an NPC. We didn't play match play in that one.
Oh,
So
okay.
like I've played one other live NPC that was actually a match play championship.
Okay.
And then the NPCs, all the online ones. But other than that, I haven't really played any diff tournaments. So
Well,
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, and diff is just like the best thing ever. But
well, I think there's an argument to be made for differential at points because like that's how day twos are all run. That like historically day twos are run in the same vein as the inherent order of the game was back in the day. Other than doing the different pairings now with the top 4 and bottom 4 being randomized and all that.
mhm. If you have a massive tourney and you're playing a lot of games, it goes a long way not to have it to play the diff. Yes,
Yeah.
fully agree with that. Which is actually why it's kind of awkward that my first live major was an NPC.
Oh
Um,
wow, I didn't know that.
but but you know it is what it is. Um, I almost beat Joe in that one. Keyword almost, but you know,
Did you hear what Matt Thornton did?
no, in round one,
Yeah, he beat
no, I
Johnny
didn't hear.
Chu.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that's a big step for Matt.
It's a big step for anybody.
Yeah, I agree.
I was super stoked when I beat Johnny Chu in the second to last round of consolation at Worlds last year.
Yeah, it was a big
Only
deal for you. I remember that.
only to be instantly deflated because I played him in the last round of consolation.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I gotta do it again.
So
And then I
close, so
and then
close.
and then I didn't. I couldn't do it again. So
I know. It's really hard, right?
beating Johnny Chu in back-to-back games is a very tall order. So
I've never played Giant Chu, and that's a handshake.
yep.
Brian Fred doing it again on stream with his patented Diplo technology.
Try doing it playing on only drawing 8 starting cards. I mean, yeah, yeah, Harps, that's true. You did play that game on hard mode, so couldn't can't compete with that one. Some updates or stories about round one. I know I was covering Chris Goglin defeating Carl Koenig on the other stream. Um,
Yeah,
that
you would do the interview?
was
No, you do it because I don't know what
uh,
happened.
Oh.
We're gonna have
you
to
guys
start
want
with
me
this
to do it, or do
first,
you want to do it?
and then what we'll do
Because
is
I don't know if Beefred will be able to hear me.
we got to kick Justin off.
Oh, we got to kick Justin off. Justin, we have to kick you off, unfortunately, for the interview.
Okay,
It was
that
good
sounds
hanging
fine.
out with you.
We won't be able to hear him
Yeah,
without
absolutely.
muting
Are
him
we
on
doing a lunch round for this?
four
Are we doing a lunch round after this?
after the third game. Yeah.
After the third round.
Yeah.
After the third round. Okay.
So,
Yep. I'm
All
going to
right.
take a break from the next one.
okay. Have Justin sit on that.
All right. So I'll be back on with Dan for the next one then.
Yep.
I will drop off for this though,
Okay.
and let you.
Do you have any questions you want me to ask him? Because you were here for the first part of the game. Okay. Cool.
know you didn't get a chance to get this at that tournament I had. You liked this half of it. I know you don't. So
Yeah.
I did the other part of it that was matching.
Nice.
So I created a
Interview
two-part
me, okay.
deal.
Let's make it fast so we can go smoke.
Here,
Alright.
Brian, you're over here
I'm over there.
on this headset. And then you're going to sign a card, and we're going to give it away on stream.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Sign that card.
Oh god. Hello, good people.
Hey, we're here with Brian Fred, winner of round 2.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me? I see it working there.
All right. So, Brian, tell me, what were you thinking in that game?
I mean, I knew pretty much what I needed to do to have a chance in the game, and then I just did as many guys as you can on the table, crank the weather vane, retrieve force, win battles, retrieve force. I knew that I'm probably going to win every single battle that happens just because I get plus.
Oh, at least once you're flipped, right?
Yeah, once I've flipped, and then after that, you just have to.
Did you keep account of how much force you retrieved?
No, but it was quite a few. I even forgot to retrieve when I won the second to last battle. I forgot to retrieve a card.
Yeah, I know.
So
we are giving away a card
Nice.
that Brian is signing. It will be appropriate to Brian. And,
old mastery book game.
We will give that away on the stream in the next round. Brian, let me ask you about one thing. How long did it take you to find that third chip?
Quite a while.
You were digging for that, right?
Not necessarily that, but I mean, I knew I wanted to get it so I could finally pin him.
Yeah,
to the
exactly,
system.
because that's where he's weakest, right?
Yeah, either the ship or just more guys that had ability less than 4. I wanted to keep getting guys, so.
Yeah.
So, after he killed the Onan Brew, I never found a Luke. Pretty sure there's 3 Lukes in the deck, and I never drew one to be able to redraw.
You playing Old Man Luke?
No,
Master
I
Luke?
had Old Man Luke, and we took him out because you can't use him offensively.
No, you can't.
And with the 2 Buru Lars, there's so many times that you could just have a 12 power Luke plus whatever you draw on their turn because they kill Owen and Brew on their turn, and then when you play Luke, that's like an auto retrieval, and it's gonna be maybe.
Well, not only
overflow
that, but
somebody.
maybe some good overflow.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you're drawing stuff like, I don't know, Fall of a Legend.
Yeah, that was exciting. I wasn't even tracking that, and when he drained me, the one I lost at the top was a Jyn Erso. So
Yeah, I know.
And then the 6 was there, so I was like, all right.
It works out.
Yeah, take that.
Sometimes there's fate, you know?
Half of everything is luck, and the other half, fate.
Yes, sir. All you can do
And
is
if
play
anybody
your
in
game.
the chat knows what that is a quote from, you guys can let me know, and I will send you something. Don't look it up.
All right. Well, we'll be back shortly with the next round. Thank you so much for checking in. Brian, congratulations again, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Not Terminator. It's actually GoldenEye. GoldenEye, James Bond. Somebody said Terminator.